So here it is, finally done. This is my Frankenstein version of an axe. I call it Thumper. It's got the new Jackrabbit logo carved in. So this has a cotton special glue concoction and sinew thread wrapped around it for some sort of protection, and I always just put a little paracord that we use at Jack Bear. You can see it's like, I'm not selling this thing. It's a bit of a mess. It's cool though. You got the underneath here. I'm showing this because this is not the right handle for this axe, as you can tell. That's a wedge thrown in at the bottom. And in the back, there's some pieces from the original handle that this head came on. Not fully sanded down, but that's okay. And then at the top level here, same thing. So let me hang this here. From the top, you can see the handle actually ends here. This is another wedge, but there is no space. Again, there might be one little dot right there you can see. Again, the sanding wasn't the best, but it's a Frankenstein version of it's like a mini maul. So the reason why I did this was one of my first axe handles. It was on a Council Tool boys axe. And this handle actually had a lot of overstrike on it from when I was first learning, but it still was my favorite and held up forever. But I did switch out that handle after a while, because actually not because I was scared it was going to fly off. It was more about the splintering when my hands would slide up there. So I actually had to cut off a lot of the handle. That's why it's pretty short, and ram it through here. This is a full-size axe head, a single bit, you know, like normal, whatever, 7 inches long, supposedly. You'll see in some pictures I have as well. I don't know if it's going to come out here. Let's see. If you look real closely, it has that 3 right there, right underneath that knot. So it had the weight carved into it. It was 3 pounds and change. I don't know, 3.8 or something like that. But the guy who, because it's pretty old, whoever had this first, look at how much he shaved off of this thing. It's crazy. Versus a normal length bit. Versus a normal bit, you can see the difference in the length there. That's how much was probably about the same. Sharpened off of this thing. I think they used it a lot. I swung it a couple times. It's dangerous. It's not weighted very well, but it's awesome because it actually does split and it doesn't stick. So the bit head is so fat at the top that it doesn't really stick in the wood, but it's got a fairly sharp edge. I don't think you're gonna cut yourself on it. There's obviously some dings in there, a little sharper towards the bottom. And that's been, going through some big oak with this little thing. I'm sure the handle is gonna break soon. Like I said, it's pretty old. I kept pretty decent care of it, but just with all the work and the carving and the burning and the shaving and shaping, I'm sure it's on its last legs. But it was a fun little project. It was hard to get this axe head in good condition. This thing was just rust and black, and definitely got still a lot of that in there. I couldn't find any maker's mark on it. A lot of pitting, but it's cool. And then you can see down here at the logo, it might be on the other side of the logo or brand, whatever you want to call that. You can see right there, it's starting to split. I don't know if I'm gonna have trouble there because my hand holds that part, but it wraps around that way. So that's how I'm thinking how deep it is. I might just put a dab of Gorilla Glue on there for the time being until this thing is ready to be taken off the shelves. But I just thought it looked really cool. How it's like a tiny head. It reminded me of like a disturbed bunny. And yeah, the one carving, the other side is way better than this side. Live and learn. But oh yeah, just wanted to show it. Took a long time, just for fun. Again, seeing how long this will last, but the fact that it is so unweighted or weighted incorrectly, you got to get low because it's a short handle. You don't want to swing that big heavy head into your legs. So as I'm swinging and crouching down, it's like popping wood open. Pretty cool. I'll try to get a video of that too. One quick thing, you're asking probably, or you're not asking at all because you could care less. Totally understand that too. But you're probably saying, why would you hang that head on pretty much what can only be a hammer handle by now because it had no top part of the cheeks in here. Well, I tried to put it on a regular axe handle, a new one from Whiskey River, and the bit was so small that I was just gonna, it was coming out to like, so here's the end of where the handle goes in. So the bit was so small, I was just worried I was gonna be banging that handle so much sitting in there. So I just wanted to push it back a little bit. So that's the reasoning it started. And then realized, okay, this can't be a full working axe, but it could be a fun axe. And here, I don't think I'll get through it in one swing, but not here. I can take it right there. Down this way. And look at how easy it is to come out. It's just barely any. So nice. And it's pretty much split. It's just hanging on by those knots. And sharp enough to cut some of those strings. Pretty cool though. So, and sounds pretty solid too. There's no rattling in the wood yet. All right.